So this is a Sterling Elite Explorer. I'm going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. The front of the van, the hitch up procedure, jockey wheel and handbrake. So you've got the handbrake here to take the brake off. You've got the jockey wheel, which very simply winds up and down to hook it onto the back of the car. You'd need to make sure the hitch was up to lower it onto the car. You then lower it down until the hitch locks into place, the black handle here, and then you push the stabiliser down and also lock the stabiliser into place. Once you've done that, you'd raise the jockey wheel up into the raised position and tighten off with the handle on the side here. The connection will go to the car. It will push in with the tab that you can just about see there in the video at the bottom here, just here, into the tab, into where the car is, and then you push it into place and turn it 90 degrees to lock it into place. Front locker, we have the 2 gas bottles in the front locker, as you can see, and they're ready to go. Gas valve on top of each bottle to turn the gas on and off, and it's a reverse thread fitment that goes into the top of the bottle itself. You've got your leg winder in the front locker also. On this side of the van, you've got your all-in heating flue, as you can see just here, the grey flue here, and then you've got your gas barbecue points on this side of the van also. You've got your water connection at the bottom here to get direct to tap, so you can fill the onboard water, or the heating tank on board the van. If you were to fill the onboard water storage tank, you'd put the pump into the top connection, and I'll explain how you fill that from the inside. So like I said, at the moment we're running direct through the hot water tank to the taps and not through the onboard water tank. You've got your mains connection lead coming into the side of the Caravan, so that would be connected to the power on site, and then you've got your 110 amp leisure battery in the locker also, and you'll see your red power key there for the motor mover, which I'll come back to later in the video. This Caravan's got several accessories with it. There's 2 250 by 700 awning carpets, Wastemaster, Aqua Roll, mains water connection, hitch lock, toilet chemical, mains lead, the awning, which is a Derima Dakota Deluxe, and then you've got your poles and the extra locks and suction cups, etc. in the box as well. So that's the accessories. You've got the battery on the van, the 2 gas bottles also mounted in the front locker. Motor mover, like I said, I'll come back to later in the video, and the wheel nuts will be torqued by the driver before it's delivered to you to 110 Newton meters on each wheel nut. You've then got your grey waste pipes where the waste water comes out. That is not the toilet fluid at all. That is just the water that goes in the front of the van, so the fresh water essentially that comes back out on the side of the van just here. On the back of the van, you've got your flush tank, which takes 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the pink toilet chemical. And then below that, you've got your toilet cassette, which is just on the floor at the moment, just ready to be cleaned. So you've got the orange neck here that turns out to empty the waste away. The orange handle here you can actually pull out, so you can pull the cassette along. You'd put 1 litre of water into the top here, and a cap full, which is that grey cap just there, of blue fluid into the cassette before use. On the bottom of the toilet cassette, right at the bottom there, you've got an orange button, which as you're tipping the waste away, you'd press that in to allow the waste to tip away without spitting and splattering back at you. You've got the toilet locker here itself, where the toilet cassette goes into. You simply push it into place, and the orange handle that you see just here will actually lock into place on the bottom. On the back of the Caravan on either side, you've got the wind down legs, which wind down to stabilise the Caravan on either side, as you can see. Coming down this side of the van, you've got the storage locker for underneath the bed at the rear. You've got your 2 fridge vents, which allow the hot air out the back of the fridge unit, and also behind one of them is the gas flue for the gas system for the fridge. You've got your 340 volt power socket on the outside of the van just here. Under seat storage for the front of the van, and your barbecue gas point also. So as you can see, we're now on the inside of the Caravan. I'm going to take you through the control panel above the door. You've got your main control panel here, so you've got your main power switch in the centre. So as you can see, power is on, and it's indicating to me here that we've got power coming from the power post on site to the Caravan itself. If you're connected to the car, you'd have an orange light on the car and a green light on the Caravan. If you have all three connected, then you need to disconnect either the car or the Caravan, because it could cause a problem with the charging system on board the van. Leisure battery voltage on the left hand side, as you can see, it's at 13.5 volts at the moment. You can also press view levels here. It'll bring up the levels here. The fresh water level, which I haven't filled at the moment, like I said, we're just running from the tap to the Aldi heating hot water tank. If you've got your vehicle battery on this side, it'll also bring up the level on this side as well. Now the first thing we're going to do, now we're inside the Caravan, is make sure that underneath the seat on the far right hand side of the van, so basically the front right hand side of the van, we're going to make sure that the two yellow drain down valves underneath the seat are in the parallel with the floor position. So when they are parallel with the floor, you'll be able to fill the water system on board the Caravan. Now at the moment, like I said, I've got water in the system already and it's filled up, so we can demonstrate everything working. If you wanted to run from the onboard water tank, which is that big black tank behind, we're currently running off that silver one in the corner. You would need to turn this white valve that you can see right in front of the screen here to point downwards towards the yellow valve on the bottom. Now that white valve will change over the water flow direction, and it will change it from the Aldi heating tank through to this tank first, and then back into the Aldi heating tank. But like I said, to fill the water system, two yellow valves parallel with the floor, as you can see here. Once you've got them valves parallel with the floor, you'll come over to each tap on the Caravan and open them fully on the hot side of the water system. As you can see here, I've got water already filled up, already got the system completely filled. However, when it's empty, this water will take a while to come through, and it will spit and splatter to start with, until the system is completely filled. Once it has completely filled, you can turn all of the taps back off, and then you can come over to the control panel on the wall, the Aldi control panel up here on the wall, to control the heating and hot water on board the Caravan. So to turn the control panel on, you'll press the button here and you'll end up with a screen like this. In the top right hand corner here, it's indicating to me that we've got mains power coming into the Caravan, and we've got the current room temperature on here also. I press the menu button, it'll take me into the menu for the heating and hot water. At the top here, you've got your heating control, so you can go all the way up to 30 degrees with this. A bit hard to demonstrate that it's actually working here on site, but I can assure you it's been fully tested in our workshop, and that goes right up to the 30 degrees and runs at a real 30 degree temperature rather than like the blown air systems. Below that, you've got the option to run your hot water. So at the moment the hot water's on because the heating tank's on, as you can see above, so it's actually warming the water in the water tank as well. But to boost it, you'll very simply press the button here so it goes green, and that will start boosting the water system for when you're showering on board the van. Just here, we've got the option of what power is coming into the Caravan. So at the minute, the heating and hot water is turned off completely. This power supply that I'm talking about now is only relevant to the heating and hot water controls, no other parts of the Caravan. So you've got the option of 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts coming into the Caravan. Now, for instance, here on site, we can only run a maximum of 1 kilowatt into each Caravan. That'd be the same if you were to plug the Caravan in at home. However, if you are on a site where you've got 3 kilowatts available, it'll essentially make the heating and hot water system work a lot more efficiently, but you would need to ask the site you're on what amount of power you can run on your heating and hot water, or what power supply they have available. Below that here, we've got the option to run the heating and hot water on gas, which is very simple to do. You press the on button, the gas system will self-ignite on gas. If for any reason it failed to ignite, it would actually come up with gas fail with 2 exclamation marks along the bottom of the screen. And if it did do that, I'd advise you to make sure the gas bottle has got gas in it. And if it has, it could be the case of there is no gas currently through the gas system. So what you do at that point is, you'd come over to the hob, for instance. Let me just put the camera down so you can see all this is working. But you'd come over to the hob and you'd bleed the gas system via the hob. As you can see, that has come on there. As you can see, we've got gas flowing through the Caravan, as you'd expect to see. So like I said, if it doesn't ignite, just come over to the hob and bleed the gas system, then try and reignite the Aldi heating system on the control panel above the door, next to the door. We're going to go to the hob grill next. So we're just going to ignite the hob so you can see that it's working as it should. So that's the hob ignited. And then at the bottom, we've got the cooker again working as it should. We can come to the fridge next and show you how the fridge control panel works. So you've got power onto the fridge, and as you can see at the moment it's trying to ignite on gas, which it won't do for a moment because there's no gas up to the fridge. So again, you'd have to press and reset the button on the right hand side and let it reignite the gas system again. You may need to do that 3 or 4 times before it fully ignites on gas. To control the temperature on mains or gas, you'd press the button on the right hand side just here, and that controls the fridge on gas and mains. If you want to control the temperature of the freezer box above, you'd press the freezer option here. Then you control the freezer option again once this blue light is lit up. If you want to run on mains, press the mains button, and again control the temperature on the button just here. And then if you want to run 12 volt through to the Caravan from the car you're towing with, you'd press the 12 volt button just here. At the moment, as you can see, it's flashing here to indicate that I've got no 12 volt power source from the car I am towing with. When you are connected to the car, you'll be able to use the fridge as a cool box. It would only work as a cool box, not completely as a fridge. The one advantage to having it on the cool box mode while you're travelling is to get the beers and wine nice and cold when you arrive on site. Underneath the bed, we've got the mains water connection as well underneath the bed here, and you've got the satellite that is also coming with this particular Caravan, and that is some of the extra features that actually come with this Caravan as part of the package the customer has ordered. We've got the toilet flush on the toilet tank here, on the toilet itself, so you've got the blue button on top so you can flush the toilet system, and then below the toilet you have the grey waste flap here, which you'll need to push open to allow the waste into the toilet cassette underneath the van. The toilet does turn for your convenience, however when you are trying to remove the toilet cassette from the van, the toilet waste cassette, you would need to make sure the toilet cassette is pointing straight across towards the shower. If it wasn't, you would not be able to release the toilet cassette from underneath the Caravan. Once you're done with the Caravan and you want to put the Caravan back in storage, you come over to the control panel, you turn off the water pump just above the door, so you turn that off. You'd open all the taps up in the central position, just as you can see here. What I'm trying to do now is drain all the water out the water system. So then we'd go and do the bathroom and shower the same. So you find the central position on the taps again, so about there, open up the tap, so all of the water that's in the system is drained off from the tank. Once you've done that part and you open all the taps up, you come underneath the seat at the front of the Caravan and you'd open up again, so they're back upright, the 2 drain down valves to drain down the water system on board the Caravan. Once the water system is completely drained, you're probably going to be wanting to move the Caravan onto the back of the car to hook it up and take it back home. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go outside the Caravan and demonstrate to you how the motor mover works, and once we've done that, all the accessories that are outside of the van currently will be put inside, so they are there for when it arrives with the customer. So to engage the motor mover on the Sterling, you simply get the motor mover bar, pull it over and lock it into place. It does take quite a bit of effort to push it over as you are pushing it into the tyre. We'll just go around the other side to make sure the other side is also engaged against the wheel. So as you can see, that side is also engaged. You only have to do it from one side just due to the fact that it's got an actuator bar going across. The next point then, we'll grab the motor mover controller, as you can see here. We'll release the handbrake. We'll then come back round to the locker again on the far side of the van. We'll open it up, as you can see. And in the locker itself, you've got your 12 volt power key, which will turn the power key on for the motor mover power supply. And we'll press the 2 green buttons on the controller to get the controller to turn on. Once it's on, when I press forwards, the Caravan will move forwards. If I press backwards, the Caravan will move backwards, as you can see. And then you have your turns, so it won't, as you can see, it's turning towards me, turning away from me, and then the same in reverse. So it will turn the back round towards the great green fence on the far side now, and then the same the opposite direction. To turn the motor mover off, you've got the 2 green buttons just here. Press the 2 green buttons on the controller and the controller will turn off. You'll then turn the power off in the side locker. Most people just leave the key in the bottom there. You know it's got a tab there and a cutout on the receiver where that tab slots into. Then, like I said, you turn it 90 degrees to allow the motor mover to come on. We'll then pull the handbrake on. And the last thing you'll do is disengage the motor mover before you try and tow away with the Caravan. And I'd always just advise, before you do travel, you just have a visual just to make sure that they are disengaged from the wheel. So as you can see, again, disengaged off the wheel. Hope this video has been of some help. If you have any further questions on the Sterling Eccles Elite Explorer, please do give us a call here at the Caravan Company. Thank you very much for watching.